To the lady with the cards tryna read. Do you call me blocked when you block tryna reach me? Do you send a truck, pick me up, or you meet me?
She's back. Hey guys, we are back. We're going to be doing our celebrity predictions today. Thank you so much for joining me. I am Pisces Predict, the Mocha Mystic. Yes, thank you so much for joining me. Please book a reading with me with the link in my bio. Support the channel. Like I said, like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that you are following me on social media, Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and BlueSky. I'm going to be slowly removing myself off of X. So yeah, that's all. Let's get straight into the messages. Oh, before I do that, I want to start off these videos, since I've been gone for a minute, with some of the correct predictions that I had. So get a little update. First correct prediction that I had, I believe the video is still up, but I told you guys that Holly and DDG were going to break up, and they broke up. So yeah, that was my correct prediction. And also, disclaimer, or just let you guys know, everything I say in these videos are alleged, just my predictions with the energy that's put out into the universe. And I do celebrity predictions and readings so that we all can learn from the actions of others and that we could do better. Because I had somebody ask me, why do I do celebrity readings? And I don't really know if these celebrities watch my readings or not. That's not really the intent of them. It's more so for like you and I and everybody else to kind of learn from the actions of others so that we can make better decisions for ourselves. Okay, so first things first, let's get started, and we're going to start with Kandi and Todd. So I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm just going straight off the dome. I kind of forgot how to do this. I've been gone for so long, I don't even have questions. We just gonna jump into it and just see what energy flows out. If you have a question that you would like me to ask, you can leave it in the comments below. And like I said, follow me on Instagram for my viewers request reading. The first question I have is, how is this divorce going to turn out between Kandi and Todd? And sorry if my shirt is twisted. It's actually straight. I tied it to the side and it's going to the side. So that's on me, but it's definitely straight. This is what I'm going to say. So I asked Spirit how this divorce between Kandi and Todd is going to go. Losses and the King of Pentacles. And then I have, so this is clearly Todd, and then I have the Queen of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So this is Kandi, this is Todd. Very simply, this is what this is letting me know. Todd is going to come up. You know, Todd is going to come up off of this divorce if they do decide to get divorced. Because literally, losses turns into the King of Pentacles. And so him losing out on this relationship is actually going to benefit him financially. Very simply, the Five of Swords. Like, at the end of the day, I do see that it's like, yeah, it's like you lost out on something, but you benefit from it. It's kind of like, for example, let me think. You lose your job, but you get severance pay. That makes sense. Like, this is the energy I'm getting from it. And of course, where's the money coming from? It's Kandi. So with the Ace of Pentacles in the reverse, this is what I'm going to say. So at the end of the day, Todd is going to come up regardless. Like, I don't know what prenup Kandi put in place. I'm not sure if there's a prenup. I'm not sure how it went. I just see him getting he's going to benefit and she's going to be the one that's going to have to pay out. I don't know. Like, we did see him sign on camera, but I do find that there's going to be some way if they decide to go forward with the divorce. I'm going to keep saying that because I asked if they were going to go forward with the divorce. I have the Two of Wands and the Lovers. So I see potential for them to get back together. So I know I'm reading this and saying all of these things, but I do see potential for them to work this out or to try to make it work. Or they could pull what Nene and Greg did and get a divorce and then get back together. Another thing that I am seeing here is, we know Kandi is a Taurus, so I definitely see her with the Ace, with the Queen of Wands, the Nine of Swords in the reverse, and the Four of Wands. It's like Spirit is calling her to rest in her home, but I do feel like, I don't know if she's home a lot. I do see her staying away from the house. It could be that her home reminds her of Todd and her relationship with him, which is why she's probably, like, you know, not home as much. But Spirit is actually calling her to take some time to, like, rest, relax. Like, I see her, Kandi's an earth sign. And one thing I've noticed about earth signs is that earth signs, when they're going through problems in their life, they will use work as a distraction for the problems. And I haven't been tapped into what Kandi has been up to these days, but I definitely see her, I don't want to say overworking, but I just see her doing a lot of work, staying away from the house so that she's not reminded of what she has to go through or what her relationship, like, you know, they spend, even though it is her home, you know, they create a lot of memories in that house. And I just see her purposefully finding work to do that keeps her out of her home. For right now, that's one of my predictions I am seeing for her. But Spirit is calling her to rest so that she can get her ducks in a row, so that she can properly take care of this divorce. Because that's what it is. It's weird. I see, like, it's like she's overworking herself to distract herself from the fact that she has a divorce, when Spirit's actually calling her to take time to rest so that she can attack this divorce to get her fair share. Because Todd is coming guns blazing. Okay, word to Natalie Nunn.
What is going on? These girls came back guns blazing for sure this season.
But I will come back guns blazing.
Todd is coming guns blazing, okay? But it's also saying, like, he kind of has the time to, because I'm not saying he doesn't have a job, it doesn't work, but I just see her overworking herself to distract her from this divorce. But he's the one that's gonna, like, he's gunning for her money. Point blank period, gunning for her money. Nine of Cups in the reverse, and the Four of Swords when it comes to Todd's energy in this divorce. So also what I will say here is, it's like both of them are being called to rest. But I feel like for his energy, I don't see him resting, because ultimately it's like, with the Nine of Cups in the reverse, I always say this is my Instagram card, but with it being the reverse, it's giving me like a false image. It's like, instead of resting to kind of take care of what he needs to take care of, I see him kind of being, so I remember Kandi, I think in the divorce papers, I heard her say that, like, he post pictures, but that's not what's going on behind the scenes. Like, he may post him with his kids, but that's not what's going on behind the scenes. And I see that the same with these cards as well. I do see him putting on a persona. Everything I say in this video is alleged, okay? I do see him put on a persona for social media when he actually needs to calm himself down. He's going to make himself sick too. Okay. Okay. So this is another prediction I have. This is another prediction I'm going to make as well. Todd needs to sit his black ass down. I have no other way of saying it. Like, I do feel like a part of this reason for this divorce with Four of Wands and the Four of Swords is like, you should, both of y'all are not home enough. I don't know who started this first, but it's like, how you gonna have a happy home when there ain't nobody at the home? Do y'all see what I'm trying to say? And I feel like that's what led to them filing. I forgot who filed or who, or whatever the case may be. I know they said cheating or whatever the case may be, but I am seeing it as, because here's the thing. Kandi and Todd have a open relationship, poly relationship. They let people in their bedroom. They do something. I don't know what it is. That's their business, right? So I don't feel like, this is another one of my predictions. I don't feel like cheating is the problem. Or I don't feel like cheating is what led to this divorce of filing. The problem was, because you could have just brought the girl or whoever into the bedroom. But that's not what was being done. Somebody was spending way too much time away from the house. Then I feel like, this is tea. It's like, let's say that, okay, this is what I'm seeing. I'm going to talk about it. Because I remember, you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing the story. I think Left Eye had said a story about when she was dating Andrew or Andre. I can't remember his name. But when she was dating a football player. And she was at home one day, and I guess he left to go out and to be with his guys, or, you know, hang out. So she was like, okay, bet. So I'm going to go out and hang out with my girls, right? And so she stays out purposefully, like, late. And she comes back home mad late, like 3, 4 in the morning. And then she realizes, you know, she comes back home, you know, to like make him, you know, she wants to give him a taste of his medicine. But then she come home at 3, 4 in the morning or whatever the case may be, and he still ain't home. It's like, what the hell? It's like one of those things. Like, I feel like Kandi was trying to like, it's like, oh, well, you could take out the business, but it's like, I feel like Todd was staying out the house a lot, you know? Or it could be, like I say, either way, I would have to know them to know who was doing what first. But it's like, for example, let's say Kandi was out the house a lot to do work, right? So then Todd started going out the house a lot to like, you know, make it seem like he was busy too, right? Because, you know, Kandi always going, I just can't be no house husband. So like he tried to make himself seem busy, but then he's actually started finding things to do, you know, like finding other things to take his time. So it's just like, okay, like Candy's normally gone because she has to work, but it's like, I'm home and you not home. Why am I home and you not home? And I'm the breadwinner. I'm the one that makes the majority of the money. What are you doing out and about? Like, it's giving me one of those situations where it's like something along the lines of that is where I feel like led to this divorce. It's not necessarily another woman or cheating. It's just not being home enough or not having an excuse for not being home enough, doing it outside of the home, something along those lines here. But I have the Two of Wands and the Lovers. So with these two, if they get a divorce, they get a divorce. You know, it is what it is. I still see, because y'all know they took a picture together, even though after the divorce, they took a picture together on Christmas or something. It's like, it's weird. It's like, I see them beefing and having this divorce, but then I also see them making up in the future. Because I'm like, I look at the bottom of the deck, y'all. I kid you not. 10 of Cups, the Strength card, the Empress, the Chariot. Like, these is not, but like, this is the energy now, but this is like, the bottom of the deck for me is more so like the energy that you can't see, if that makes sense. Like, this is what's prominently coming out, but it's like behind the deck to me, it's like what's being hidden or what's coming up next or what you can't see right now or what's another option. Like, stuff like that is what I normally see from the bottom of the deck. And this is not giving me one over and done. Because once again, I don't feel like cheating is the reason for the divorce. Like, it's just not being home enough. So if he can get his behind home more, I see them getting back together or not getting a divorce. So hey, that's my predictions for this connection. Next question, just real quick. I was like, if they were to get a divorce, would they actually like move on and get married again or all that, blah, 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 blah. Kandi, I gotta know. She's gonna be, y'all know how Miss Burruss is, always about her bag. I also feel like whatever Todd takes in this divorce, but this is my prediction. Let me sum it all up because I know what I said was kind of all over the place. If Todd and Kandi get a divorce, I see Todd winning a lump sum or winning in the end, whatever the winning is. You know, everybody's divorce is different, but I do see Kandi having to give out a lot of money or give out some of her assets that she just does not want to part with. I could potentially see her having to give up her home, having to do something about her house. She may have to give to Todd. I know she has 2 homes. I don't know if one goes to him, one goes to her, but I am definitely seeing that man coming for her pockets and succeeding if they decide to get a divorce. However, there is makeup energy there's makeup energy in their energy. I want to say that. They can definitely make up. I am seeing that because whatever is pushing them to get a divorce is not cheating. It's not infidelity. It's just being away from the home too much. I think both of them are away from the home too much and it became a tit for tat. But it's like Kandi had more of a legitimate reason to be away. But it's like, as the man, well, since you home, like, it's like, well, since Kandi is going always working, let me go find something to do, you know? So then he tried to find some work to do, but then he ends up, you know, dibbling and dabbling and, you know, whatever it is. But once again, these two do not mind having other people in their relationship. They have an open relationship, poly relationship. I don't know what they call it, but they have told us plenty of times they allow other people in and out their bedroom. So it's not about the cheating. It's about staying away from the house too much while you're doing it. I don't know. So yeah, that's what the energy is. It's like if Todd would come home more and Kandi would come home more, I do see them being together or working it out. But the problem there is Kandi likes to make her money. So it's always like they're always at a tug of war because in their relationship, it's like Kandi's the breadwinner, but Todd wants to feel like he's the breadwinner, even though we all know he's not. So it's like he tries to put on like he's out and about, busy doing his thing, working hard or whatever. But then it's like, what are you doing? Why are you out so late? Because majority of the time when Todd has a success, it's because of Kandi. That's no shade. Like OLG was Kandi, the plays is Kandi. So it's like, what are you doing out so late without me making these deals and these moves? But I'm not seeing any. It's like I'm not seeing any results from you working late by yourself, because all of the great work that you do is we do it together. So what are you out so late doing? You know, but he does that because it strokes his ego to go out and about, because she out and about, if that makes sense. Like, I don't feel like Kandi is at home as much as he would like her to be, which makes him want to go out too. So they need to get that together. But it's like there's a possibility of them making up. That is my prediction for their relationship and their divorce. But yeah, I see her getting with somebody younger after leaving Todd, if they do decide to get a divorce, but then that blows up. So I don't necessarily see her finding anything, and that's why I see them making up too. And I hate to say this, because Kandi's a beautiful Black queen, you know, it is what it is. She's a successful woman, but I just don't feel like she has that in many options. And that's how she ended up with Todd in the first place. And that's why I could potentially see them getting back together. I just don't see her having that many options in love. Like, I see her dibbling dabbling at something younger. But to find somebody that's evenly yoked with her is difficult. Why? That would be a whole nother reading for a whole nother day. But I just don't see her attracting a even counterpart, which I could see her leading her back to Todd. And then with Todd, I could definitely see him dating, going out and about, spending money, tricking on whoever with Kandi's money, by the way, child. But with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, I do see this hurting Kandi. This is Kandi. I do see this hurting Kandi. But then I also see him with the Queen of Wands in the reverse. I see him like, I see rumors and like chitter chatter and things of that nature, but I don't necessarily see him like claiming somebody fresh out, because it's weird. It's like with the Queen of Wands in the reverse, this is Kandi, and I feel like he doesn't want to hurt his chances to come back. Like, sorry, I'm looking at it like this. Like, even though she's in the reverse, it's like I still see him trying to come back to her at some point, just not right now, because she's in the reverse. She's upset. She's hurt. And then I also see him spending her money on her to get her back. I'm sorry for laughing. This is a mess. It's like in order to bring the peace. You know, it's like saying like, oh, I wish she was playing more dates. Because that's another thing I'm seeing in their energy. I don't think he plans enough dates or enough romantic time or romantic things for her as much as she would like. He's very complacent with the energy and the money. But it's like, I see him somehow try to win her back, which is, I feel like that's also why she's not. Why is the Queen of Wands in reverse? Yeah, he just needs to be careful, because I feel like Kandi will take him back, but he can't be out here with too many other women, if that makes sense. Like, he can't, if you want to go and, you know, do your thing while we're separated, you can. But if you're going to go out here claiming another woman, I don't see her really being receptive to taking him back. Like, she don't want the man, you know, she don't want the goddess for the streets, basically, even though he is for the streets. She doesn't want the man that's outwardly known for being in the streets. So that is my prediction for Kandi and Todd. And then here are my just overall life predictions for Kandi and Todd. For Kandi, she has dance and ground herself. So I am seeing more escape, you know, for her in the future. With dance and grounding herself, I am feeling like Spirit is definitely calling her to I also see her escape. I definitely see them coming back. I see her doing plays, continuing to grow those situations and things like that. But I'm also seeing her doing, I asked about Housewives of Atlanta. I don't see it in her near future. It doesn't mean that she's never going to come back. I just don't see it happening this upcoming season. You know, I just don't see it immediately. But I am seeing something here with like children plays, kids stories, kids books. And I know this sounds crazy because I know she's older, but she has the potential my Look for Fairies card and my Connect to Your Womb card. If this isn't another child, this could be a grandchild. This could be adoption of a child. This could be sponsoring a child, or being called to. I know Kandi was having a tough time when it came to naturally getting pregnant. So, but there's something around that energy for her. I am seeing something about kids being very prominent. She could also be, y'all know Kandi love a good business child. I could see her coming up with a business that helps women with their wombs who have, you know, problems with giving birth naturally or something along those lines. Yeah, a feminine product or a child product. But yeah, Spirit definitely calling her to stick to her imagination, get into her imagination. For Todd, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I see him getting sick. And I don't mean that, you know, I'm just, if he doesn't take care of his body, let me put that like that. I see them being a sickness. I don't know how he eats or what he's eating. He has Connect with Your Ancestors and leafy greens. So this could be hereditary, whatever he has. He needs to check his family tree to see what types of diseases and ailments are hereditary, or that, you know, people of his ancestors went through, so that he can make sure that he doesn't go down the same path. Because I am seeing something coming along for him, a sickness, an ailment, an illness coming for him if it doesn't change his eating habits or life habits in general. He is also being called to stay the heck away from Kandi's businesses. I know that sounds crazy, but he got music in the reverse, weed in the reverse, and rest. I feel like, and this is giving me definitely reading up on like Kandi, reading up on the music industry. I don't know if that was going to be his next venture, trying to get into the music industry. But with this all being in the reverse, it's like, sweetie, you need to find who you are outside of Kandi. And that don't mean just leaving the house. Like, you can live in a home with somebody and not create all your businesses with them, if that makes sense. There's something about the lines here of like this relationship. I know people are like, oh, they don't need to be together or divorce. I am seeing these two people can actually make it work. They just need to work on themselves first and foremost. You know, you definitely can't have a partnership if two people are out of sync, but Todd needs to work on discovering who he is outside of this relationship, and also while still loving his partner. I know that sounds crazy, but I feel like he doesn't know how to do both. It's like either we're working together, living together, playing together, or we're not. And it's like, there could be balance there, and there should be balance there. Kandi needs to balance how much time she spends at home versus away doing work. Like, you still have young kids. And I think that's, I'll be here all day talking about this, but I think that's what causes the issue. Because it's like, why would you take on a project? Why would you take on a project that you know is going to keep you away from the house for 6 months when you have two young kids? I feel like that's what Todd's energy is. And then he gets upset, but then Kandi's like, I do that so we can make money to take care of so-and-so. But I also am feeling in the energy that they're not that pressed for money. Like, Kandi's actually really good for money. She needs to find, why the hell does she keep... She needs to freaking rest. I keep feeling this from Kandi's energy. It's like she works so hard, but she has money. It's not like, you know how you can read people's energy and it's like they working hard because they got debts they need to pay. She don't have it. I don't see debts in her energy. So it's like, I feel like she just naturally is wired to work this hard. But Spirit is like, in this era of your life, baby, you have got to find the time to rest and enjoy being a mother, staying home, and, you know, being a part of your family. I think that's where the problem is like festering from. And I know people want to blame Todd and say like, oh, well, you need to be out here making some money, but nobody in this energy is really pressed for money. It's like everybody's doing 100 jobs just to do 100 jobs. Okay, next. Spirit is basically saying like Kandi got the chance to redo motherhood, and she's not at home doing motherhood. She's out here working and grinding, and it's like, girl, you got money, be a mother, like come back around. And I'm not sure how much mothering she was able to do with Riley because, you know, Riley's dad wasn't there and Kandi was a single mom. And it's like, Spirit's like, you have a second chance at being a mother and staying home and, you know, doing that doing that ever over again. And instead of doing that, she's outside working and hustling. And it's like, girl, you got money. Todd know you got money. You know you got money. We all know you got money. You don't need to be in this era of your life grinding as hard as you did in your 20s and your 30s. Like, it's okay to sit back, relax, and enjoy motherhood. And I feel like because she goes out and she works so hard, it triggers Todd to want to go out and look like he's working hard too, you know?